If you know these 12 English words, your English is awesome. Are you ready to take your English language skills to the next level? In this lesson, we will explore 12 advanced English words that will enhance your vocabulary and improve your ability to express yourself more precisely. Each word will be explained with its meaning, pronunciation, and 2 examples of usage in different contexts. Let's dive in. Our first word is bleak. Bleak means lacking warmth or hope. It's often associated with being depressing or desolate. For instance, the landscape was bleak and barren with no signs of life. Or after the company announced layoffs, the future seemed bleak for many employees. This word is typically used when describing a deserted, inhospitable environment or a grim outlook for the future. Next, we have daunting. Daunting refers to something that seems difficult or intimidating. It can feel overwhelming. Consider these examples. Starting a new job can be daunting, especially when faced with unfamiliar tasks. Or the sheer size of the mountain was daunting to the inexperienced climbers. This word perfectly captures the feeling of being overwhelmed or intimidated by a challenging task or situation. Next, let's look at undaunted. Undaunted means not intimidated or discouraged. It describes someone who is determined in the face of difficulty. For example, despite the risks, he was undaunted and proceeded with his plan. Similarly, the team remained undaunted by the formidable opponent and approached the game with confidence. This word is ideal for describing someone who remains resolute and fearless despite facing obstacles or adversity. The term unwitting refers to actions that are not aware of the full facts, typically unintentional or unplanned. For instance, consider someone who was an unwitting participant in a scam, completely unaware of its true nature. Or think about a situation where a comment was unwittingly hurtful, as the speaker didn't realize its impact on others. This word is often used when referring to actions or involvement that occur without conscious knowledge or intention. Egregious describes something that is outstandingly bad or shockingly terrible. It's notably awful. For example, an egregious error that cost a company millions of dollars in damages clearly illustrates this. Or consider a case where someone's egregious disregard for safety regulations endangered the lives of his coworkers. This term is typically reserved for highlighting a particularly grave mistake, behavior, or violation that stands out due to its severity. The word sanctimonious is used to describe someone behaving as if they are morally superior or self-righteous, often in a hypocritical way. For instance, a person with a sanctimonious attitude might find themselves unpopular among peers. Or imagine someone who delivers sanctimonious lectures on morality, yet their actions blatantly contradict their words. This term aptly describes individuals who display false piety or moral superiority, frequently irritating others with their hypocrisy. Hapless, a word that describes being unlucky or unfortunate, deserving of pity. Imagine a hapless traveler who loses his passport just before his flight. Or a sports team that loses every game in a season, despite their earnest efforts. These scenarios depict individuals and groups who consistently experience misfortune or are often pitied for their unfortunate circumstances. Now, let's talk about something trite, meaning overused and lacking originality, often resulting in being stale or uninteresting. Consider a speech brimming with trite expressions that fail to engage the audience. Or an academic whose ideas are dismissed as trite and unoriginal by his peers. This term is perfect for describing things that are cliched, banal, or lacking freshness in content or expression. Ubiquitous, a term used to describe something that is present everywhere or seems to be everywhere at once. For instance, brands like McDonald's and Starbucks, with their locations in cities worldwide. Or how smartphones have become ubiquitous in modern society, profoundly shaping how we communicate and interact. This word refers to elements that are widely and constantly present, often to the point of being perceived as inescapable. The word adamant refers to someone refusing to change their opinion or decision. They are unyielding or determined. For example, despite his friend's insistence, he was adamant about not attending the party. Similarly, she adamantly denied any involvement in the scandal, maintaining her innocence. This term typically describes someone who remains steadfast and unwavering in their convictions or beliefs. Callous describes a person who is insensitive or cruel, showing no concern for the feelings of others. For instance, his callous remarks hurt her deeply, revealing his lack of empathy. Additionally, she displayed a callous attitude toward the homeless, refusing to offer any assistance. This word is used to depict behavior that is harsh, indifferent, or insensitive to the suffering or needs of others. The term distraught means extremely worried, upset, or distressed. It indicates someone who is deeply troubled. An example of this is, she was distraught over the sudden loss of her beloved pet. Another case is, the parents were distraught upon hearing the news of their child's disappearance. This word helps in describing intense emotional distress or anguish in response to a troubling or tragic event. By understanding and incorporating these advanced English words into your vocabulary, you'll be better equipped to articulate your thoughts and express yourself precisely and clearly in various situations. Keep practicing and expanding your linguistic repertoire to continue improving your language skills.